Hey, welcome back to Turntable Guy. I got to tell you, I am extremely excited. It is very rare that something like this comes across my bench very often. You are looking at an absolute masterpiece. This is the JVC QL-Y5F. When I say they don't make things like this anymore, they don't make things like this anymore. This is a 100% computer controlled, fully automatic quartz lock turntable with a, let me read the service manual here. It is a Q, in quotation, damping electro-dynamic servo control tone arm. This thing is technology from the 1980s that pretty much destroys anything anybody could make today. I can't imagine a company putting out a product like this today and it not costing, I don't know, $20,000. This thing was expensive back in the day, but I can only imagine if somebody decided to do something like this today, what it would cost. You have to remember that JVC was part of the Panasonic Corporation, part of Matsushita, but they were kind of the stepchild. They were kind of left off in their own to do their own thing. And they did lots of cool stuff. I mean, they invented VHS. They put out turntables like this. They made excellent stereo equipment. And they were always a little bit, they were sold differently than the regular Panasonic, Matsushita Technics stuff. They were their own entity. Besides them, Denon and Technics were making similar style turntables, and perhaps some other companies that I can't remember. Myself, I have an SL-MA1, which is a computer-controlled turntable, but it does not have this Q damping tone arm. And I believe Denon might have something like that. Denon's got a whole bunch of decks like this as well. So what are we going to do here today? Probably not a lot. I think what we're going to do is we're going to look at this thing. We're going to gawk at it. I am going to absolutely revel in it and enjoy it. I'm probably going to put it into my main system so I can listen to it, because it's not very often that I get something like this, like I said. The only unfortunate thing about this turntable is that there is no dust cover and the hinges are missing. Now, there are companies out there that can manufacture dust covers to your specifications, and I'm sure you can get some hinges off another turntable that would work with that. But anyway, I have downloaded the service manual. I have downloaded the owner's manual. I have downloaded the promotional brochure. So I have done a little bit of reading on this, and it is absolutely incredible. I'm going to get a record first. Okay, I have been setting this turntable up. It's interesting that you do most of the setup with the electronics off. What you need to do is move the tone arm over and adjust the balance by moving the counterweight in and out. You can also adjust arm height, so the vertical tracking alignment is adjusted by this knob over here. So once the tone arm is parallel to the record and you have balance, you move it back. And you have two controls over on the side here. One is your Q damping. We'll get to that next. And your second one is your anti-skating and tracking force. So it's all electronically controlled. There's some kind of electro-dynamic servo tone arm computer right hanging off the side of the tone arm here. So this cartridge is an Accutex. And let me just tell you what model of Accutex that is. Accutex 315 STR. And I checked out the specs, and the median tracking force is 1.9 grams. So we're going to set our anti-skating to that amount. So that's 1.5, that's 1.75, that's 2. We'll just back it off just a smidge. So your anti-skating and your tracking force are now set. Now, to set Q damping, I'm reading through the manual because like I said, I've never worked on one of these before. Q damping. Turn the Q damping knob to the equal amount of the stylus force. Okay, so for example, if it's 2 grams, set it to 2. All right, so we're going to set this to 1.9 as well. Okay. So let's just give this a real quick test. Remember, this is a completely computer-controlled tone arm. So really what you could do here is you could move it with the computer. So I'm pushing the left button. And it's got 2 speeds, slow and fast. If you just barely touch it, you get slow. And then put a harder press, you get fast. And then your cueing is 100% electronic as well. Now you have to remember, unlike other turntables where the auto return mechanism is attached to the tone arm, there's nothing attached to this tone arm. There's just a microcomputer running it. Into the ironbound market. It's a little too loud. Sorry if that blew your ear off. So I've got it set up. I'm going to clean it. I do want to flip it over, and I do want to have a look to see what's inside, because I have a feeling there's some really interesting technology in there. So I'm going to do this handheld because this thing is so big, you won't be able to see all the guts. So here's the interior. All the control panel boards are near the front here. Here's our main board, power supply. Now there is some glue down here, but I don't see any corrosion. It doesn't look like that nasty stuff that you see most of the time. A couple power supply transistors there on very large heatsink, main fuses. Here's your motor control board here, undoubtedly controlled by all of this stuff right here. Tone arm control over here. Very large transformer. There are your audio cable input board here. So cables come in and they're attached within this board. Here's your tone arm wiring here. We have 2 potentiometers here, which I'm probably going to give a squirt of fader lube to. That's the cue damping and the tracking force, all electronic and computer controlled. Here's a chip. It's an NEC D554C. There's a few Toshiba chips on here as well. A couple op amps. And several potentiometers on here. I did download the service manual, so all this stuff is available if you do have one of these turntables and you need to service it. And there is the direct drive motor. So to lubricate the direct drive motor, you have to pull up the main board and then remove these 4 screws. 2 are hidden here. Pull up the motor and apply some fresh oil. So I'm going to do that off camera because it's a bit too much work to sit there and remove all these screws, pull up the board, and all the rest of it. I shall be right back. Okay, I've disassembled everything here. I'm just going to show you the motor. That is a big beast. Man, is it heavy. It feels fine as far as lubrication's concerned. Got to remember that these wires go on that side. I'm not even sure if it'll come off, to be honest with you. And I am not going to pull hard. It did come out. It's got a huge magnet on it. There you go. There's your magnet, your bearing, your oil. So you guys know what I do here. I am not going to film this. I just wanted you to see the motor. I am going to clean the main spindle. I'm going to clean the main bushing, and I'm going to apply fresh electric motor oil. And when I come back, I'm going to have this all buttoned back up. I'm going to spray some deoxit into these 2 pots. Pretty much that's going to be it. I thought we would just play around with it a little bit. This is more about just looking at this turntable and appreciating it for what it is. I'll be right back. Okay, I am done with this one. I'm just going to show you a close-up of what I did here. I have polished this beautiful rosewood finish with a Teflon wax to give it a beautiful shine. Look at the finish on this. What you notice with a lot of these decks is that the veneer starts to come apart at the seams. This one's perfect. It's just beautiful the way it's finished. Such a gorgeous, gorgeous machine. You know, the lighting in my workshop here doesn't do it any justice. It's just absolutely stunning. There's the cartridge, that Accutex I was talking about, which is supposedly a pretty high-end unit. There's the electronic tone arm with electronic damping. Stunning. Come on, focus. It says repeat. Size. Why is that not focusing? There's your electronic controls, your cueing. Stupid camera. Your start stop switch. All right, let's give it another go here. Start it automatically. And keep the volume really low. I'm just going to talk over it so I don't get a content strike here. Just going to move the tone arm over. Keep it really low. Yeah, so there's so much I want to say about this, and I apologize for not being a really in-depth video, but when you get something like this on your bench, it's kind of an interruption, sorry to say, that when you're trying to service it and you're trying to do a video at the same time. So this is one of those units where I needed full concentration, especially when I had to remove the toner or the main board and get that motor up and all the rest of it. It was quite a bit of work, and I do not want to screw anything up because, like I mentioned, this is an incredible piece of equipment. If you have one of these, congratulations, you've got an absolute stunner of a turntable. I would have no problem running this as my main deck. I would probably, you know, trade in my SL-1200 Mark II for this. It's just so beautiful, and I have the SL-MA1. Hang on, let's go over there. Hang on, let's go for a little walk here. Here it is, SL-MA1. I have a video of this. I can link it in the description if you want to see. So this is very similar to the JVC. The JVC is heavier, I'll tell you that right now, but has the same kind of controls on the front, fully computerized arm. It doesn't have the Q damping, but it's very similar, and this one's in mint condition as well. Sorry, the lighting's not great in here. I'll be honest, I don't use that turntable very much. It's really for display, and I want to own it. I want one of those beautiful Japanese rosewood decks from the 80s. But I have to say, this one's better. This is nicer than my SL-MA1. It's absolutely gorgeous. And this tone arm is that much nicer, much more advanced. And I like the fact that this has a 1/2-inch head shell, whereas my SL-MA1 has a T4P cartridge. I think you could change it out. As far as I know, there was an attachment for it, but mine runs just with a P mount. So we're just going to stop this beautiful tone arm and put this one to bed. Hope the owner enjoys this for the rest of his life, because this is one stunning turntable. As you can tell, I'm ecstatic having this here and being able to just enjoy it for a little while. Anyway, guys, that's it for this one. I hope you enjoyed this. It really is a rare unit. You can search YouTube. I'm sure there's other videos of people who have these decks. And I don't know if this was the top of the JVC line. I really don't know. There could be some models that were even better than this. I got to look into research. You don't see them pop up very often, so don't have a lot of that JVC information. I know my Techniques a lot better, but the JVCs, like I said, you don't see them very often, and when you do see one like this, it's a rare treat. Anyway, we'll catch you in the next video. Have a great one. Bye-bye.